Now let's circle back, as I was talking about energy saving before the devil rocked up in my life and slew things down. About solar and wind and main energy lines, right? Main lines. Now we need a main factory, as they all talk about, because with wind and solar, those two together does not help. If you've got a river near you and you got another third option or a sea where you can use the wave energy, right? Rivers, you can have another turbine, you run it off the side of it, they're pretty cool devices. Yeah, that third one, you probably wouldn't even, you count on your one hand maybe how many times you might need to use your oil, two hands or your hands and feet. Depends on where you live, right? That you'd need to use the on-grid or oil generator, which is an on-grid kind of reliance. It's there at any time, right? And you can get the fuel easy. Um, and so with me, all I need here is, like I said, if I bangs up some panels now on the roof, or I filled the roof maybe completely, would make up the same amount of panels, or I just put the same amount of panels that I've already had on the roof back on the roof. Ones I've got at the back, not too bad of a thing, right? That gives me more than enough power, as I talked about, for summer, where I could run now air conditioners and house, maybe probably two air conditioners and everything in the house on a nice sunny day. How cool is that? But with just the one setup, I've got to downsize some stuff, change some things around, then I can. Right? But then if I doubled it, I'd have to nearly have two air conditioners on and keep everything the same. Right? Definitely a bigger one or a couple little ones, stuff like that. Depends on what you get. But I can get another 3,000 watts, roughly, for being on the roof as well. Right? The 3,000 got now can help power one already. Give an extra 1,000 watts that I don't use, and then I could power two of these type of big air cons that take over 2,000 watts. Right? So anyway, I want to get back to the oil thing. So when you need more power, either you use a wind turbine, like I said, in bad weather, most of the time it's windy, besides just a gloomy day. I'm not talking about gloomy days. And gloomy days with solar panels, they've got to be pretty damn gloomy. And in winter, the UV rays dies down, so the solar panels don't work as good besides the sun out, right? The sun is strong, right? You could still get it done, right? If you had twice as much as I got now, I've talked about where I needed to get on and off, and it depends on how much if I tweak. To do a little tweaking, you can definitely probably just get it done with your solar panels, right? As long as you don't get a complete rainy day, cloudy day. But you're looking at least at 90% of or 80% of winter where you should be right, unless it's really raining on that day and other things like that. And then you might need your river back up. If you're on a river, you'd have that opportunity. See, certain people in certain areas get more opportunities, like being around a volcano, right? Damn it, I wanted to get this under 3 minutes, but I blabbed a bit. And so, anyway, because they get seen a bit more, you know what I mean? People like to do that. And so when it comes to the oil generator, we all cook with oil, right? And so if you don't hardly use it, it's natural things just getting thrown away, just wasted, not used, not thought right. And if you just recycle it like recycling, you put your oil and you have an oil drainer, so you just go pour, so you have this system like recycle scraps at the back, right? You pour this in, you pour your oil in that, and it will filter it out so it's a nice, clean, usable oil again, right? These people have done it before. It's not too hard. It's not rocket science, really. It's just setups in different ways and giving people opportunities and grants to do that to help in certain areas, which is what we do. But you can't now say that they've got all that now we're going to charge them more money and all this because they've got those benefits. This is what we're seeing when it comes to energy cars and stuff like that. It's the devil coming back in. We've got to stop that kind of crap, though. And if I had some oil, I can, on these bad days, just for a few litres of oil, would be able to power the generator to charge the batteries, get more power than you need. You don't need the generator going all the time, either. And you have the batteries here. Power the batteries back up within a couple of hours or an hour, it depends on your system, for 3 hours, right? But a couple of litres of oil and you'd be good for many, many more hours, right? A couple of hours of that would give you with overcharging as well, right? So if you've got something that's 3 times more your power or whatever, you get that for running for a little while, would charge it back up. With this system I got now, it does 2,000 watts. I'm usually around to use just about 1,000, right? So 2,000 watts system would give us 2 hours every hour, right, of charge, right? But if I go a bigger system, 6,000 watt, you'd only have to charge that for an hour, right, and so on. And with this one, it can run about 6 hours on 4 litres or so. So 4 litres of oil would easily give us power for the day, right? Or even less than that, up to 3 litres. More likely you won't need all that, as you would have still a little bit of solar and other things as we talk about. Right? So you can go off grid. People go off grid with these systems. So imagine if you're on the river and you have all these systems, you've got the wind turbine, you've got the solar, right? And these devices aren't that hard. You can actually make them yourself. Right? Wind turbines you can do with your car alternator. Right? Put it together, boom, wind turbine. Right? You have all these things and your people do all this, then the reliance on the electricity grid goes down, doesn't it? Right? Definitely you need to do that kind of move to help electricity grid that's struggling, that can't go up. And when that goes down, then you can allow that extra power not go to the people, but go to the businesses. You could actually change something, have a struggle, do these changes, and then start going up. Why are you getting ready to do the next changes? To help you guide you to the next changes. Is it? But no, they have all these laws, they have all these problems. I've gone through some problems from people just trying to do the right steps. Now, it's all right that we're doing something wrong. You show us how, not shut us down. Huh? You go, this is what you do. You always give us an option. Do this, you'll be cool. If you don't do this, we're going to have to shut you down. Huh? You should always have options like, here's even a program that helps you because you're doing something that benefits all of us in that area if they have to shut down. Huh? And you do this and this and that. Huh? But anyway, I thought I'd quickly chuck that out again because it's going to go with my story, my autobiography, and a certain area of where I needed to restart my life and what happened when that happened and what was around and what attacks we got and so on, and how did I achieve and fix and why did I come up with certain ideas and what did I try, right? And what do I want to try? How about this? Anyway, that's what people could do, and all that would cost me no extra than what I'm doing now. Right? All I need is the motor now. Any diesel engine can be converted where you can have a kit put onto it where you can run oil. Right? Voila, that's all I've got to wait for now. At the moment, I've got a generator that takes fuel, so I'm relying. And when it comes to oil comes out of a lot of products. You can just go cook some animals and do all sorts of things and get these type of oil. Some are more powerful than others, but it's an oil that you typically, if you can burn, run a generator. Anyway, have a good one, and see you later. So if you're on the river and you're not doing that river idea, then you must be all right with power. That's what I'll be saying to people on the river when I rock up. You got a power issue? Did you know, here's one thing that you could have done. Why didn't you do it? Let me talk. Let's talk. That's what the government does, isn't it? I love to do things like that. Actually, I already do that kind of shit naturally, and I don't know why the government doesn't do that. And you slowly get progress. Huh? If I managed to get help in certain areas, I would have moved on what I was talking about right now, probably about 3 years ago, when I first come up with it 4 years ago with the caravan and going off grid. Isn't that right, Emma? Yeah. And I would have moved on. But I'm still here because of the devil energy and the bullshit that we get, isn't it? And so we still got to blab a little bit like what the Parliament's doing, right? But they can actually get their shit together by telling the people and showing the people and changing some things and just get it done. But they don't, right? They should have people in there. The media should be laughing at them and keep laughing at them if they're fighting over the little basics, and we believe that there's someone getting paid behind the scenes and causing bullshit. Should laugh at them. When they laugh, we laugh back. We laugh that they're laughing because they're so stupid, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, have a good one and see you later. As I hate that they're talking about the green will get nowhere. Now, we have panels that can last for ages and you clean them, right? And we have well-built solar inverters. That's where you can go more basic to get that. Right? We could recommend a good basic one, then your cool one. Right? Basic one will last. It will last 50 years. Basic shit. Get it. Have it available. Trust me, I'd rather have that. I don't care about how cool it looks when I go to show people how it's working. Right? Then you can have them. Right? And let them be them over there. And that's the only problem when it comes to solar, where the biggest issue is of the cost, and batteries, to make batteries last longer. Right? Other than that, the panels are pretty good unless they get damaged, but if you have good protection, the weather pretty much can't damage them. Right? It's how we treat them. And they can pretty much last forever. Right? The cells will keep on doing what they do for a long time, longer than what you see people do today. A lot of people just go, oh, one's broken down, this broke. See how they fix panels? Yeah, I noticed some of my panels died out. Right? Might have thought it would. Other things had more panels than I needed, so it was hard to tell. But I found out some panels just stop working, definitely if they've gone bzz. And when they've gone bzz, sometimes they go bzz somewhere else, and then the thing won't work at all. But you can actually fix that and get it to go back again, because when that did bzz, it just shot off a fuse over here. Right? And you got to fix the fuse and go, keep on trucking. But then, you know what most people do? Huh? That's why I used to go out and pick up stuff all the time. And I talked about VCR cleanups and what people go buy another one, definitely a rich one, right? And they even tell other people to go do it. I recommend you just do that. And that's a bad policy. Huh? And it's good to have products that actually can be fixed and easily fixed, definitely in the areas where they die off all the time. So we don't have to just go buy another one. Right? And prices where they're cheap in parts, and we can show that fixing it is better than just going, shit, that part's so dear, and that dude to fix it is so dear, right, that you should just go buy another one. You know that saying? Right? With washing machines, like the board's gone out of it. Right? And they might just go, well, that board's like 700 ridiculous bucks. I know it's $850 for the washing machine. So you might as well buy the new washing machine, because time I get that, put it in, right, it's going to be 700 bucks. Sometimes they might even go, it's going to be 900 bucks. So you definitely go buy another one, aren't you? $900 for one bit, and that bit's in another lot of other bits of it, and the 150 bucks gives me all those bits, and what? It's a setup. That's what it is. And have a good one, people.